what? Just play the end of verse 1, because we think that's fine, and just leave it playing.
Well, it's been fun. This is our second session basically. We've been working with musicians and we've had some bed tracks done. We have wonderful singers, wonderful people of God with us today, and it's been going well. Lots of singing, lots of drinking of water, a lot of break to relieve ourselves, if I can say that. But it's been good. It's been good. It's been intense. We're having fun.
Okay. First unison, right? Unison. Yes.
I was just about to say that it's a lot of hard work, and sometimes you take it for granted how much work gets put into recording an album, but it's a lot of mental work, a lot of vocal work, a lot of spiritual work just to get it to where you want it to be, but we're grateful for the process.
We've been working with Amy of Grant Avenue, trying to set up, and what she had to do was help us map the floor for the singing today. And with us today we have 4 wonderful singers. We have Christine, soprano. We have Chris doing tenor with myself, and Keziah does soprano with Christine. And then also we have Mary Jo, and we also have Amy and Van der Vrie. And I think most of the work we've done, we've had some rehearsal outside of here just to prepare for today. And even in the session today, we've had to do a couple of rehearsals to lay the plan down and go through the plan. And in the midst of the song itself, we've had to stop sometimes to, tighten loose ends, practice runs, and put things together. So really, that's what we've been doing today.
It will be my pleasure to. So Pastor Goodheart has been my pastor for 17 years. When I finished high school, just before I went into the university, I moved to the capital city of Nigeria called Abuja, and that was the church that I started attending. So I got in there at a very young age, and he was my pastor all the way till I left Nigeria, or coming to the UK after I got married. So I've been on a very long journey with him, and I've seen my life grow. I've seen him teach me and school me in the Word of God, and his life and his testimony has been a great inspiration to me, both himself and his wife. So it was a huge honor and a privilege to have him on this record, especially for the song Send the Rain, because it mirrors his heart and his vision for what God has called him to do, which is to spark the fire of revival, and that's what the song Send the Rain was all about. So I'm very grateful to have had him on the record.
Christ across the globe, we cry out for a mighty outpouring of your glory and presence upon our generation. Send the rain of your glory to renew and refresh us again.
I think we've been in church for most of our lives, and one of the things we still find in churches, which is okay, but we think shouldn't happen in music, is you still have there are great churches where you have multicultures, and that's great. But most churches in the world, you still have a couple of Asians in one church, a couple of Caucasians in one church, a couple of Africans or African Americans in one church. And we think, for example, our immediate environment is Canada. This is a multiracial, multicultural country. And our prayer is that our music would transcend boundaries made by men, whether it's by color or by creed or by religion. We don't want that. We want to write a song that if you love alternative rock, you can identify. If you love traditional gospel, you can identify. If you love hip-hop, you can identify. So we're hoping that our music would not be restricted based on the fact that we're black, or because we're more used to gospel music, but the fact that we're writing songs that everyone and anyone can sing and listen to.
Also, we find that music is a universal language that cuts across every kind of barrier. So our prayer is that through this music, we're able to reach people, irrespective of whatever barriers have been placed upon them. And we're hoping that not only reach them, but have a way of touching them in a place that most other music might not have been able to. So our prayer is that our music will be able to do that for people.
We really also, beyond just doing music, want to do it well. We want to do gospel music well. We want to make it, want to make songs that can be at par with any kind of genre outside of the Christian faith, in terms of the quality and in terms of the sound that we bring. And we hope that when people listen, they will see it that way.
After I moved to the United Kingdom from Nigeria, after I got married, I had had a break from singing for quite a while, and I wanted to get back into singing. So my first thought was get back into the choir in church. So I got back into the choir then at Christian Center in Nottingham, and I sang a little bit, but there was something more that I wanted to do with the music. So I began trying to put words together, but I didn't consider myself a songwriter at that point in time, so it was not like something I was too interested in doing. But when I moved to Canada, my husband was taking a break from music because he has been singing for like God knows how long. And I was just getting back into it. So I started writing songs, and then I said to him, I have this song, like, can you listen to it? And he's like, babes, I'm so busy, I'm not sure I can help you, but whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. So that's how I started, and I started by writing the song, Worthy of My Praise. And a friend of mine, Pastor Yemi Adelaye, helped me with the song. And then somehow or the other, as I kept doing it, my husband just caught the fire and he joined me, and now I think we are par. But one of the things he said to me at that point in time was, do not worry about, how far your song is going to reach or who is going to get touched by your song, but just record your song as an offering to God and let God decide what to do with that offering. So that just gave me the focus for what it is that I wanted to do, and that's how it kicked off. So I started writing, he started writing, and in the space of less than a year, we had 24 songs that were ready to record. So that was just amazing, because it was like the heavens just opened and God just began to download song upon song upon song. And that's what we're recording now.
And the thing to add to that is it wasn't so much that I didn't want to record, but I was at a point in my life where I was very busy doing my PhD and working, and I know that to start this journey, you need your own songs or people to write songs for you. And we didn't know anyone in this country that could do that. So I knew the burden was on getting the songs, and that's why I said, I told my wife, like, let's take a break. Let me finish what I'm doing. But we also prayed that God give us songs, and we felt the songs just kept coming. And for me, that was a sign that you can do this, even though you're working. And we're still doing that. We're still doing work. We're still studying, but God has given us the grace to be able to manage all of those and still keep at this. We're just hoping to bring something fresh, if I can say that. Something that we like to say we want songs that seem familiar. You have a song you hear you've never heard of before, but it just sounds like something you know. So you can hum to or you can sing along, and really that's what we're hoping to do.
So what happened at the initial part of this process was we got together a group of people that we trust, some producers, some musicians, some singers, and people in the industry, and we sang some of the songs for them. This was like in the initial phase, we hadn't started recording, and we sang the song just to get their feedback and hear what they had to say. And they gave us great and incredible feedback, some of what we're using right now in the recording. But one of the things they said to us was like, your songs sound like we could sing along with it. It sounds like it's ringing in my ears as I sing it, as we hear you guys sing it. So there was some sort of familiarity with it, like something anybody else can sing. And they gave us technical feedback, they gave us spiritual feedback, they gave us, lyrical feedback, to everything, and that was a very good sign for us. Plus, we've been surrounded by such great musicians and such great singers that have brought their expertise, that has brought their own creativity to bear, and it's made the songs a whole lot better.
Yeah. And we've also had the chance to do these songs live. Yeah. So some of the songs on this album we've done live, a few churches, and we felt, the song inspired people to praise and worship God. And for us, that was inspiring for us to keep doing what we're doing.
And of course, Folarin Keziah, come on.
Yeah. So one of the things we've done is we've been blessed to have wonderful musicians work with us. And one of the things we do when we rehearse with them, same thing for the singers that we've been blessed to work with, is to present what we have, but we're also open to them saying it sounds better this way, and then we give it a try and we all agree this is a good way to do it. Same thing with the singers. Even in our session of recording today, we've had to change a few things because when the whole sound comes together, you also want to be sensitive to, even though this is how you present it, it might be better going another way. So we're involving people in that process, and we tell them we welcome your feedback on how to make this better, how to improve this, and they've been open with their feedback to us, and we really appreciate that.
Do it here. In the last rehearsal, that was the first time.
So is it on the times of that? So it's like,
It's on the fourth.
the bridge is like really long.
Fourth time.
It's on the fourth time.
Yes.
So this is our first project, and it's been a real interesting journey. It's been a process where we had to learn while doing it, especially because we're not working with an official producer, so we're self-producing. So we're learning as we go, we're growing through the process, and it has opened us up to a world that we did not know. And if we had used some certain expertise, we would not have been privy to that aspect of the production and the process. So we're grateful that we are involved in every aspect of the production of this music, because it has allowed us grow, it has allowed us learn, it has allowed us make mistakes that will make us better going forward.
Amy, stop it.
Yeah,
So it's like a send the rain, send it now.
And we've made mistakes in the process, but what we find is the next step gets better because we're able to look back and say, oh, this is what we did the other time that worked well, and this is what we did that didn't work well, and we're able to say, this is how we want to move it on forward. So it's been a great experience for us.
Yeah.
Good experience. I mean, I think we grew up in church, and I think as we've grown older, we can say what has changed in terms of the things that are important to people. People are more interested in being famous and having lots of money, and those are not bad things in themselves, but there's a dryness that can be fulfilled by having things, and it's only God that can fulfill some of those things. And I think the world, in my opinion, and I guess my wife would agree, you can never have enough of God. You always want more of Him, and that is our prayer, that's our cry for everyone, man, woman, boy, girl, Christian, Muslim, anyone that would have a chance to listen to the songs. We're hoping that they will experience God and feel the need to invite Him into their lives. And as they do that, we know God responds. And our prayer is that as they respond to God, every dryness they feel, every hopeless situation they have would begin to respond and change as they invite God in. And that's our prayer.
I also wanted to say that given the state of the world right now, politically, everything that's happening in different countries around the world, I think that there is a God-sized void that people are trying to fill with things other than God. And my prayer is that this record will point people back to God, back to the only thing that can fill the void that they're trying to fill with other things. And we pray that even as they turn back to God, that aching heart, that emptiness, that sadness, whatever it is that people are going through, they will be able to find their solution in God and in God alone.